Hey, Barb.
How are you?
I am taping at the moment.
Alvin, you're the best! This is me begging for help. It wouldn't be an event without me getting up here saying I need more volunteers. We are having a basketball tournament this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We have 15 teams from the area coming up on Sunday.
My name is Sam, and I'll be your MC for today's annual talent show. And now please welcome Reed, Easton, Haiti, Zach, Katie, Caitlin, Parker, and Tristan dancing and singing to What Time Is It from High School Musical 2. Please welcome our kindergarten class singing and dancing to I'm Happy All the Time. We Like to Party from Crazy Frog. Please welcome Veronica and Jaden. from Laura, Michelle, and Elsa.
Yes, I do. See, it looks like you two have done some trouble. Sit down. Look, I know this little sick there is a cat. There, we respect everything. Now, sometimes it's hard to respect them. So I'll give you some tricks. First, go to people who use the mean to earn a follow. That's one way to get them to respect you and you probably respect them after. Then, go to people you don't really like and play with them. That will make you feel like a nice person and you respect more people. Finally, go say a prayer saying that you're sorry that you didn't respect them. God will forgive you and you will live happily for a very long time. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Here's Reed, Easton, and Haiti and Tristan singing and dancing to Fabulous from High School Musical 2. Next, let's welcome Hugo playing on the guitar, playing Nostalgia in Times Square. Please welcome Gordon and Steven. They're sure to make you laugh.
What? Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Katie and Zach will now break up to I Gotta Go My Own Way from High School Musical 2.
Right. Hi, Gabriella. You better really mind from that's not okay. Why did you think that? All I'm doing is having a little fun. What surprise, Troy? The Sky Dance Floor? You come on and see me instead. Girls.
listen to the talents of Megan playing concerto and re on her violin. enjoy it with this skit.
They're gonna watch TV. Go, go, go! Patriots win the Super Bowl! Yeah! The Spartans!
one from High School Musical 2. Now please welcome Laura playing Big Teddy, Little Teddy on the piano. Watch out, here's Veronica dancing to Beautiful Liar by Beyonce and Shakira.
What
the Pumpkin, Thanksgiving Lament, and the Snowman.
Thanksgiving lament. Thanksgiving Day is coming. So Mr. Turkey said, now I must be very careful. I shall lose my head. The hummingbird turkey, I'm not going to do all mine. They'll mix me up with sugar and spice. Now I'm high. Thus no man, a snowflake falling, thick and fast. Build a snowman, make him last. Snowflake falling, silver slow. My snowman melted, here we go.
We have a minor interruption behind the house. The CDs for the show will be available for sale. We'll have a little sign up on the stage. There will be $10 and you can have the whole show for memories forever.
Now, Jaden, Ariane, and Camille will dance to I Want Candy by Aaron Carter.
Hey, Justin. Hey, Dad.
second grade will now sing There's Something in My Pocket. Camille will now play Reno Bore on the piano. Cassandra and Orly will do a comedy skit.
first about eating that. So he asks Mom, what is the fourth letter of the alphabet? And she says, bingo. She was playing bingo. Kind of weird. So then, the next day, when he sees the teacher, she says, what is the first letter of the alphabet, kid? He says, oh, shut up, Peach. So she says, let's see the principal. It's not fair! Yes, it is fair. No! Look at that! It's a movie screen. It's a movie. So at the principal's office, he says, what did you do with the teacher, kid? Love. Who do you think you are? Superman! Go back to class. Bingo! Does he must think that's funny? I'm watching the movie. This is really boring now. It is not. It is. They're arguing. Someone listen to me in. You love it. Mara, do you want to watch it again? Well, I'm going to smart. Ooh, money. Don't find this around. Hi. Money. Happy? That's good luck. But you can see tomorrow. That may be a good thing. Good luck. Yes, good luck. Very good luck. This is really boring, you know. It's really popcorn. Where'd you get it? That's good. Are you sure you don't want to go shopping? No, I'm watching the movie. Well, you know, wait a minute, I'm gonna slide. You're really into this movie, are you? Is that Jesse McCarthy? Oh my God!
Sorry about that. Now let's feel the vibrations of our third graders on the drums.
29 seconds. Still neutral. 2 seconds. Otis chooses down. Hoping for an escape, but Gillespie can turn him. Still neutral. Points here, and he's trying for a pin. Gillespie on top of Otis. Kevin Prey right there. There's the pin. Gillespie pins Otis at the 112 mark level. Next we have a forfeit. It's Josh Manor. Okay, it's 37-21 with that forfeit and with the pin. Saranac wanted 2 points. It ain't coming. This is the 125 weight group. James Fillion and Cherubusco for the Bobcats and Ryan Gwinnett for Saranac. 4 points for Fillion. Right now, Bobcats leading, as we said, 37-21. Take away the 3 forfeits, and it'd be 21-19 in favor of Saranac. 6-1 to score in this one. Fillion looking for the pin. 30 seconds to go in round 1. Fillion looking for the pin. He gets 3 back points. (9-1) to score. Fillion and Gwinnett, 4 seconds to go in the period. Green takes down. Round 2, 9-1. Fillion leading Gwinnett. Still 9-1. 1:24 to go in the second period. Still 9-1 on the scoreboard. 51 seconds to go in the second period. Back points for Gwinnett makes it 9-4. 30 seconds. Reversal. 11-6 the scoreboard says. Round 3. Out. Fillon was really stuck in a dangerous position there. 11-8 now. If he can turn him and get back points, we'd be all tied up. 125 weight class. Bobcats have won this. 37-21 at the moment. They got a forfeit victory coming up to end the match. So that'll make it 43. The most the Chiefs can get is 27. Right now it's 11-10. 11-10. Fillon leading Gwinnett 1:10 on the clock. Fillon was leading, I think, 9-1. 1:04 to go. $55 seconds. Seconds. Still 11-10. 33 seconds. Four seconds. Coaches are telling him to let him loose. Escape, give him a 2-point lead, then take him down and tie it up. But Gwinnett couldn't hear that. And 11-10 will be the final. Fillon decisions Gwinnett in a close one. And Andrew Manor gets the forfeit. So it's 46-21, the final. Northern Adirondack defeats Saranac, and that's the way it was. CBAC High School Wrestling, viewer-supported local television coming at you from Northern Adirondack Central School, beautiful downtown Ellenburg Corners. Thanks for watching, and for those of you who care enough to support Hometown Cable's continuing efforts.
Preoccupied by these new measures, and so now I think we're on the right track, because they won't be, requiring passports only. A lot of these little families, a lot of these students couldn't afford the cost of a passport. So now if we have some kind of another piece of identification, which is not too costly, and we'll make sure that will not be costly. So I think it will we'll make sure that this flow of you coming in and us coming on your side will be maintained, and our economy won't be too much negatively impacted by that.
Yeah, we're looking here, right here. We're in Plattsburgh right now, and since the Canadian dollar skyrocketed, the people in Canada have been coming across. I live in Champlain, and we have a new Price Chopper store there, and you pull in that parking lot, and there's as many Quebec plates as there are U.S. plates. And
Yes, yes. So it's important for you. It's important for us to make sure that these people are not, pushed away from the borders. We have to make sure that they transit with facility from one side to the other. And I think now that Washington has heard our message, I think we're on the right track.
do you think it's well enough known on your side of the border what the rules and regulations will be very, very shortly?
It's not well known. That's as a matter of fact, that's why I'm here today. I mean, I've taken a lot of notes. I knew most of the things, but today I'll be going back to my writing, and I'll be explaining to my people in the media what has happened here and what are the requirements and the transition phase, and when it's going to be the final phase. I'll explain that to them, and as a co-chair of the Border Caucus also, I'll make sure that in my own party, everybody along the border knows what's going on. And I think that's why we did that Border Caucus, as a matter of fact. It's not only Quebec, it's all over Canada, but it's co-chaired by the different political parties, which are four in Washington. And of course, in the United States, there's two. There's the Republican and the Democrats. So these kind of issues we discuss very often, and we make sure that the good faith and the people are going to be still traveling from one side to the other without too much harassment.
Now, have you talked to people in your immigration, Canadian immigration? Are they going to change their regulations at all for people heading north?
I don't think so. I mean, immigration is one thing, but public security and homeland defense is another thing. I think we have some policies concerning immigration which are not really the same policies as the Americans. But as it is for crossing the borders, this is very important that we should be on the same page, because we have to make sure that everything will be functioning normally. And that's why we have to look at your rules. You have to look at our rules. We have to send our teams of negotiations, and we have to make sure that everybody knows what's going to be going on one side or the other. And then we'll have the appropriate piece of identification that we need to make sure that everybody will be satisfied.
Yeah, one thing I heard today was that from somebody from the U.S. side, if we cross into Canada and we don't have our birth certificate with us after January 31st, they're not going to stop us from coming back if we don't have it, because I was wondering what they're going to do. If we go across and we're in Canada, and we live 5 miles this side of the border, they're going to keep us in Canada, not let us come home?
Well, if you want to spend your money and your time in Canada, well, you're more than welcome.
Well, that's where all my ancestors came from.
Yes,
so
exactly.
I'd be going home. But it's awfully handy. Like next week, I'll be going up to the auto show in Montreal.
Absolutely,
and the kids. You take the kids over to Park Safari, and it just.
Oh yeah. That was our main concerns, as a matter of fact, schools and families, because there are families on one side of the border and the other part of the family on the other side of the border. These people could have got separated for a while, and I don't think now that will be the case, and that's perfect for everybody, I think.
Well, I think it will be to a certain extent. My mother was a Trudeau, and she has cousins in the Canadian side, and she's 83 years old, so chances are she's not going to do anything that would allow her to cross the border. So if something happens to her cousin and she wants to go across there, or vice versa, it just probably won't happen, because that generation, it just. The old generation has a view on it, but the new generation now also they're really great travelers. Mm-hmm. I mean, I remember in my generation we were playing from one town to the other town hockey. Today they go from one continent to the other continent. So we have to make sure that when they do that, the security purpose is there, but also the fact to travel without too much harassment is also very important for them. That's right.
Yeah. So I think now we're on the right track, and we're going to get at it.
I'm going to keep working on it.
Yes.
All right.
It was a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you.
You take care.
Yeah. Bye.
Yeah,
That'll conclude Hometown Cable's look at this, the new regulations. As was stated several times here, they cannot really tell you what's going to happen after June 9th of June of 2009. Things could change a dozen times between now and then. The important thing we have to remember is what's required between now and that point. This what they're calling a transition phase. And if you have any questions, it sounds like they're more than willing to answer them. So, Hometown Cable's coverage of the press conference here at the Chamber of Commerce in Plattsburgh. Thanks for watching, and for those who support Hometown Cable. You can support Hometown Cable. Outside of Harold and Joyce Ryan, I don't know if we got anybody else in the Saranac School District who's doing it. If we do, their names don't come to mind right now. Thanks for watching, and for those of you supporting our efforts.
That means Josh gets to help us. No, I'm gonna leave.
Cable passes to Champlain. There's a countdown. That's the ball game. 5-0. Shazy defeats Bolton, and that's the way it was on this October 1st, 2005 at Shazy Central Rural School, the future home of the site of the future George Brendler Field, which will be dedicated momentarily as we're standing here. So thanks for watching, and for those of you supporting Hometown Cable, viewers supported local television, win, lose, or draw TV worth your support.
Show him your love every day.
The old adage in entertainment is always leave them wanting more, and we're going to leave you wanting more of the Martin Family Bluegrass. This videotape is filled up, so we're going to have to call it a day here on Sunday morning at the Lake Champlain Bluegrass Festival.
He can play fiddle tunes also.
So thanks for watching, and for those of you supporting Hometown Cable, you've been watching in this segment the Martin Family Bluegrass Band from Missouri.
Sop in the gravy. Anybody sop any gravy this morning? No, I didn't. Are you ready?
We're almost out of tape, so we're going to run out of tape in the middle of our tune. Thanks for watching.